All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about the imminent price explosion of Bitcoin, and it looks like it may be bigger than 2017 here pretty soon. Whether that is within a week or a couple months, either way, I think by December we will see greater prices than we seen last December, which was about $20,000. And my guesstimate is anywhere from 25,000 to 35,000. Other people will think higher, but we will have to see. Only time will tell. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about some other news, and we're going to take a look at some prices and things like that. All that good stuff in today's episode. So Bitcoin is primed for another price explosion that could see the cryptocurrency's value soar to even greater levels than it experienced in 2017, according to analysts. The price prediction comes amid significant gains across cryptocurrency markets in recent weeks that have seen Bitcoin rise by more than a third in value to return to 9,000 for the first time since March. Wouldn't 90,000 be great, though? I would not argue against that. Now, I do say that I think it should be $25,000 to $30,000, and I think that it should be, but that's just what I think it will be. And don't get me wrong here. If it turns out to be like $70,000 or $90,000 by the end of the year, great. Then I'll throw my price prediction in the trash and join that 90,000 just fine. So either way. So I'm not surprised to see Bitcoin's price exceed 9,000 this week. Rodrigo Marquez, CEO of investment platform Atlas Quantum, told The Independent, rumors of a price explosion seem to have been driven by more and more institutional buyers getting into cryptocurrency. So now there are way, way more institutional buyers than there were last year. There was a lot of talk about it towards I would say the quarter Q4 of last year, if you will, and it didn't really pan out too well. There were Bitcoin futures that launched, and some people think that the price dip was in part due to those Bitcoin futures, but nobody is really sure exactly what it was. There was a whole Mt. Gox thing, and there was a bunch of FUD, a bunch of Korea FUD, all that good stuff. But now there are definitely lots of institutional investors. A lot of people that were bashing Bitcoin last year are now actually turning around their sentiments and just starting to invest in it regardless of what they think. So the positive price forecast is in part informed by market activity that may seem a large increase in buy orders for the world's most valuable currency, cryptocurrency. As noted by CryptoSlate, buy orders compose over 92% of market activity for the first time since March 2017. At that time, Bitcoin was just worth $1,000, but then quickly began to gain value, eventually reaching close to 20,000 by the end of the year. With so many buy orders placing pressure on the cryptocurrency market, a significant price shift is highly likely. Cryptocurrency website states, adding that a massive price surge is inevitable. So this is what I've been saying. I was saying it in January and February when the prices were really low and the sentiment was really low. All the Google searches were way down. Volume on exchanges was way down. Prices were, again, yes, way down. And the entire time, all my videos, I just said, hey, you just got to hodl. You just got to hold on to it. Just keep mining. Just keep buying. This is the time to buy. You're not going to get this price again. It's probably not going to happen again. When it was 6,000, 7,000, that was when the time to buy. And, most people agreed with me on my channel, but then there were you get those few random trolls that would just say crypto's dead, or you're only just trying to bring up the price. Well, of course I want the price to go up, but that's not exactly what I'm trying to do. I was just trying to give reasonable, entertainment investment advice, if you will. And turns out it was a pretty good time to buy. So, just, a little, get the dust off my shoulder there. So analysts have previously cited concerns about cryptocurrency regulation when explaining Bitcoin's dramatic drop in value at the beginning of 2018, which saw it lose over 10,000 over the course of a few months. However, the right kind of regulation could in fact be a boost for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, as it will protect investors while also exploiting their benefits. A move toward this type of even-handed approach to Bitcoin was hinted at by IMF chief Christine Lagarde earlier this month. I don't know if I said that right, but oh well. So who said Bitcoin and its underlying blockchain could transform the way people save and invest. Ms. Lagarde's comments preceded an upswing in the cryptocurrency markets, with other major digital currencies like Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash mirroring and even exceeding the recent gains of Bitcoin. Although there are ongoing regulatory concerns in key markets, they do seem to be dissipating. Mr. Marquis said if these concerns are addressed, and even if there is more positive movement related to regulation in these markets, there could be even more buying pressure to come. So in a few weeks, you'll never be able to buy one Bitcoin for less than 10K ever again. Maybe, but I think that's a pretty strong tweet there from, well, whoever that was. But it makes a lot of sense. So if you're not buying now, when are you going to buy? That's the question. So if you're really into crypto, and I'm not saying spend all your money, of course not, but if you're not going to buy now, what price are you waiting for? Hopefully, you're not one of those people that are looking to buy on the green when the price is going way, way up. You need to be buying now. Of course, yes, the price is still going up now, but just under 10K is a great buy if you think maybe towards the end of the year it might be 20, 25, 30, or even greater value. So this is the time. It's a great time to be buying now. So Bitcoin is better than gold on every front, said hedge fund manager. Speaking at the 23rd Annual Sun Investment Conference, John Pfeiffer, hedge manager of Pfeiffer Capital, said that Bitcoin is the first viable candidate to replace gold and even better than the previous metal on every front. Appearing on CNBC's Fast Money this morning, April 24th, Pfeiffer confirmed his prediction that Bitcoin would rise no less than 90,000, potentially as high as 700,000. Pfeiffer said that Bitcoin and crypto assets in general should be thought of as a venture capital investment. They could go to zero, but they could be worth much more. He explained that a so-called low bar estimate of 90,000 will hold if Bitcoin became equal to private gold bullion holdings, about 1.5 trillion of total value compared to 150 billion or thereabouts today. He said that the higher price values in several hundreds of thousands could be reached if Bitcoin becomes a major reserve currency, which he assessed as less probable, but still probable, but still possible. He gave a ballpark figure for the second scenario in yesterday's speech, stating that if Bitcoin displaces 25% of foreign reserves, the network's value could reach 6.4 trillion. So he emphasized he didn't envisage Bitcoin would be used to pay for coffee in developing countries, but that in certain countries with collapsed currencies, Bitcoin could be important for daily use. When pushed for a time frame, Pfeiffer judged that 90K, only 10 times the current price, could be reached within a couple years within private sector institutional investment coming in. His foreign reserve displacement thesis, he added, was obviously a much longer term view. So 90K, maybe in a couple years, but so that's not at the end of this year. So that's why I keep saying, maybe 30,000 by the end of this year would be pretty phenomenal. Of course, the higher the better, absolutely. But I don't want to. I'm pretty conservative in my price predictions, and I know that. Here's what happened though, is that some people really argue with me on that, and they think that it's ridiculous that I would only say 25 to 35,000 ish. When 2017 had such gains. Well, 2017 was a different story. We went from 1,000 to 20,000 Bitcoin. Then, right at the end of the year, back down to 6,000. So that was a hype year, and that is a 20-fold increase. To 20-fold increase again and again and again is just not really feasible. The reason why 2017 was so big is because of the hype investment, and I don't think it'll get too much bigger than that by the end of this year, as everybody's seen what happened last year. Although what everybody saw was a big price gain, yes, but I still don't think it's going to equate to, because, see, 20 times 1,000 is 20,000. That's great, right? But if you had another 20 times to what we have now, let's just call it 10,000 because we're about 9,500 now. So let's just even that out to 10,000. So 20 times that would be 200,000. You can see why that just wouldn't happen. And you can see why that would be way, way, way too much. And to get it to 20,000, to get it from 1,000 to 20,000 is way, way less of a market cap, way less money required than to get it from 10,000 to 200,000. Sure, each one is 20 times, but there's a huge difference in between. There's a difference of $19,000 in the first one, and then there's a difference of $190,000 in the second one. And to get it to that value would be an extreme amount of money. And I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Iceland's big Bitcoin heist suspect has been arrested again. So Iceland's now infamous Bitcoin miner thief has reportedly been arrested. So a Dutch police spokesperson confirmed that Sindri Thor Stephenson, who is accused of masterminding the theft of $2 million worth of mining hardware and what's being called the big Bitcoin heist, was arrested in the Amsterdam on Sunday night. In the Amsterdam? Why not just in Amsterdam? Very weird. So in case you guys missed this story here, Stephenson basically made this heist in Iceland and stole $2 million worth of mining hardware. So we're talking all the motherboards, the computers, the graphics cards, everything that had to do with it. Stole a ton of it. How they even got it out of there. $2 million worth of that stuff you need a dump truck for. I don't know. It sounds like some Ocean's 11 type deal there. But either way, and then he went to prison and then escaped prison. And then apparently was caught in Amsterdam now. So prosecutors are looking to extradite him back to Iceland. Stephenson walked out of a low-security prison and traveled back to Sweden last week, as previously reported. In a letter sent to Icelandic news organization Freda Blad did, wow, intense. He claimed he was held for 2.5 months without evidence and kept in isolation during his imprisonment. After order of his detention expired, he left the prison and took a taxi to the airport. So I actually don't understand if he physically escaped prison, because there's a lot of articles about he escaped prison, or if he was just let out of prison, because this is saying he walked out of a low security prison. Now I know it's a low security prison, but it's not very easy to walk out of even a low security prison because of gates, guards, locked doors, things like that. Not particularly easy. So now it looks like maybe they let him go because there wasn't sufficient evidence? I'm not really sure. I simply refused to be in a prison of my own will, especially when the police threatened to arrest me without explanation. Stephenson did say he wanted to return to Iceland and claimed that he had been negotiating with police to arrange his return. He also threatened to use a fake identification to stay hidden from authorities. Apparently not. In his letter, Stephenson did not address the 600 computers he was accused of stealing, nor have police given any identification that they've located the missing machines. The owner of Bitcoin mining hardware has offered $60,000 for his reward. Computers were stolen across 4 separate thefts in what is Iceland's largest crime to date. What? Iceland, you guys got nothing going on there. If this is a $2 million computer heist was your biggest crime to date, basically, in Iceland. Wow. Last month, police officials said that everything points to this being a highly organized crime. So yes, very highly organized indeed to steal 600 computers. One man, that would take quite a while, just bringing out one. So yeah, I'm sure it was organized, but I'm actually really surprised. Largest crime to date in Iceland in terms of monetary value, I'm sure. Boy, maybe I should be moving to Iceland. There is nothing going on there. I could just feel free to keep whatever I wanted, a big pile of gold out in the front yard. Nobody's going to take it. Reuters survey, at least 56 finance firms will enter crypto in the next 6 months. Big money, so more price raising. Keep on holding, hodling, whatever, onto your goods. 20% of financial firms want to start buying and selling digital tokens in 2018, according to a range of over 400 undisclosed business surveys by Thomson Reuters. 1 in every 5 have plans to begin direct contact with cryptocurrency assets in the next 12 months. Reuters, which began including Bitcoin sentiment into its data feeds last month, did not mention the stature of the firms involved. Nonetheless, 70% of those who said yes to crypto in 2018 also said they were planning to begin within the next 3 to 6 months, translating into at least 56 new players offering cryptocurrency in some form by October. The positive outlook reflects the overall wave of enthusiasm which has characterized crypto markets since April, as Bitcoin and altcoin prices hold gains, which topped 92.80 Tuesday. Pundits have been weighing in on the stronger performance due to set in for assets before 2019. Current price estimates range from 25,000 to 100,000 by the end of the year. So thank you for saying that 25,000. I know I'm on the low end, but I still think 25 to 35,000 by the end of the year, with traditional finance money jumping in after waiting on the sidelines remaining a common narrative. On Monday, Pfeiffer Capital partner John Pfeiffer announced that he thought Bitcoin could eventually rise to 700,000. I think we just read that article. Ooh, a little bit of hiccups. So, again, just really keep it in the back of your minds that the difference of 2017, $1,000 to $20,000 in Bitcoin is a difference of $19,000. Sure, it is 20 times that amount, same statistical amount, percentage, what have you. But the difference between 10,000 and 200,000 to go up tenfold again is not going to happen. That's a $190,000 difference. And it would take an incredible amount of money to bring that up. So a $200,000 market cap on Bitcoin would have to be in the trillions, or at least low trillions for sure. So here's an article you guys need to watch out for. MyEtherWallet servers are hijacked in DNS attack. So MyEtherWallet, the web's most popular client-side Ethereum wallet, has been compromised by a DNS attack. Numerous users are reporting missing funds, and MyCrypto, a sister site which spun from MyEtherWallet earlier this year, has confirmed as much. The incident highlights the dangers of relying on a centralized interface, even when the funds held by the individual, and exposes the inherent weakness of the domain name system. So where is it at here? I wanted to show you guys this. So on April 24, scores of MyEtherWallet users began to report suspicious activity when trying to access the web-based Ethereum interfaces. The web's most popular client-side Ethereum wallet, Mew, is widely used for sending money to crowd sales, buying CryptoKitties, and conducting many more day-to-day transactions that involve sending Ether or ERC20 tokens. The platform does not hold user funds, but like all websites, it is still at risk of being hacked by its DNS servers. So shortly after the rumors began to circulate, Mew issued a tweet to confirm their veracity. A couple of DNS servers were hijacked to resolve MyEtherWallet.com users to be redirected to a phishing site. This is not at MyEtherWallet's side. We are in the process of verifying which servers to get it resolved as soon as possible. So the first signs that something was wrong emanated from the MyEtherWallet Reddit, where a user posted a thread, like, I think I got scam, fish, hacked. They had twigged that something was amiss after seeing the following notice when visiting the site. They explained that even though every part of my body told me not to try and log in, after seeing this, as soon as I logged in, there was a countdown for about 10 seconds, and a text was made sending the available money I had on the wallet to another wallet. The address the funds had been sent to currently displays on Etherscan, with a warning noted that it may have involved in a Mew scam. It has conducted 180 transactions, claimed a total of 215 Ethereum. So that the server Mew users were redirected to his based in Russia. That makes sense. Russia and China are like the biggest hackers in the world. Every problem with hacking comes from, or scamming comes from, Russia or China. Why is that? Is there just no rules in Russia and China that you can just do this? Like all those Twitter, like, oh, send us 0.1, and we'll give you 0.5 Ethereum back, or we'll give you, if you send us 1 Ethereum, we'll give you 10 Ethereum. Those are all from China and Russia, like every one of them. So they can all just do whatever they want and get a ton of money, and just with no repercussions. So if you used a key store, private key, or mnemonic, your entire account is compromised. If you still have funds there, move them immediately. If you used a hardware wallet or MetaMask, they could redirect the transaction to their address, but your account is not compromised. To be clear, if you've used MyEtherWallet and entered your private key or your password past the time this site was compromised, you have been compromised. Likely, the most risk was in the last 3 hours. If you used it before then, you're probably fine. So if you have a MyEtherWallet, you might want to check that very quick. Try not logging into the site. Just try and check the blockchain to see if your funds are still in there. If you have a MyEtherWallet and you have funds in there from several months ago or weeks ago or days ago, you're probably fine, and you might not even need to check it. However, if you did log in today, in the past few hours or so, you may have lost some coin. Very unfortunate. And that's the problem, because, you're putting your private key. See, the thing is with MyEtherWallet is that they're not actually holding the stuff on the site. MyEtherWallet just hooks you up with paper wallets, essentially, so that, you just store your Ethereum on the blockchain just like a paper wallet does already. Problem is that when you log in to check it, you type in your private key or your password or various other things in order to bring it up. And if there was some kind of phishing site connected to that, or there was malware on their servers or connected to you in some way, they would read that private key that you just put in, and poof, there goes your Ethereum. So this is the buy markets percentage page, and we're going down a little bit. So this only shows to the 21st. We're at the 24th now. Actually, I have to check the date for some reason. I knew it was the 24th, but whatever. So now we're like 3 days behind on the buy markets percentage page here on Turtle BC. I would recommend you guys keep this page, maybe bookmark it or something like that. Save this page. So turtlebc.com, and you just go to the tools. Let me see here. You go to tools, buy market percentage, and you can check it out. So this gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on here. So this is just the past 6 months. So when you see it way, way down here, that means the price is not doing too hot, and it's a good time to buy. When it's all the way up here, the price is going way high, and it's probably not that great of a time to buy, regardless of everybody buying in now. The way the markets work is really very, very backwards. Most people are always buying when the price is going up. They're very excited to get in. They want to ride that wave, and then they want to sell it at the top of the wave. And then when it's way, way down, people just want to sell it so they can get it down at a lower price. But that doesn't always work out for everybody. In fact, most people it does not work out for. So when you're sitting in front of this screen and you're looking at the prices going up, and you're like, wow, 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 I should buy in right now. That's what it does to your brain. And that's what you have to train yourself. I think the best two things for day trading, for buying crypto in general, is one is patience. When you're about ready to sell, you might think, oh, it's at 96.54. Maybe I should sell right now and hope for a nice orange-red candle so that I can pick it back up. Whenever you're ready to do that, wait an additional 5-10 minutes, maybe even more. Right? So don't just wait that 5 or 10 minutes before you buy. Make sure you want to buy or sell now, and then wait 5 or 10 minutes. That's practicing patience, because a lot of times what you'll see is that you end up selling right here, and then it's just going to go right up to 10,000. And you're like, oh, whoop. If I would have just waited 10 minutes, I would have seen that it went up to 10,000, and there was no reason for me to buy at that point, or I could sell now. And then the other thing is the psychology factor of it, which is basically just the same thing as patience, but a little bit different. And that's, you see this buy market and you're like, man, I should buy now. But no, you should not have bought now. You should have bought when I was basically making videos on telling everybody when to buy, which was January and February. What you should have bought here. This is where you'll make the most money. So make sure you guys bookmark this page. In fact, I'm going to do that now. Boom. Bookmark this page and keep it. I already actually go to this site from time to time. I guess I didn't need to bookmark it. But either way, go ahead and do that. And when it's down here in the 8, 10, 5% range, that's when you're buying. That's when you need to buy. When you're up here, this is a good time to, not necessarily to sell. So this isn't necessarily an indicator to sell, because the price could continue to go up. But when it's all the way down here, it's usually a pretty good time to buy. And you have to, you kind of have to psych yourself out. And you have to, get your mind right in that, you're not buying on green candles. We're buying on red candles. You're not selling on red candles. We are selling on green candles. And that's just the way you got to do it. So let's take a look at CoinMarketCap here. Let's look at some of the prices. We'll go ahead and refresh that. I could have just hit F5, but I got one hand is not on the keyboard, people. I know. Let's see what the winner of the day is. Tron, interestingly enough. Let's see what the loser of the day. Pundy by Tom. Not many losers, actually. This is the losers of the top 100. Of course, Verge still down at 6.8 cents. A terrible partnership with MindGeek and Pornhub and all the and a terrible. They kept it private. They took everybody's. You know how they got that partnership is that they took everybody's donations and they paid MindGeek to be a partnership. When you have to pay somebody to be a partner with you, that's not good, right? You should just know that each other is going to bring you additional money. And you shouldn't have to pay somebody to be a partner with them. And that's what they did with everybody's donations. Then they kept it quiet for a while, saying it's going to be big news, big news, big news, big hype. And I kept saying, no, it's going to be pretty lame. It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be really lame and it's going to destroy the price. Turned out it was pretty lame. So, they brought it out on everybody in secret and then all of a sudden just published it. Hey, look, we're tied with porn. Isn't that great? Isn't that great to be tied with? You know, these are serious investors that are putting money into Verge and things like that because of this potential thing. Then they realize that they're now tied in with the porn industry. I'm not saying porn is a super bad thing, right? But I mean, come on, let's get real here. This is not a good partnership, and it destroyed Verge, and it's not looking too hot now for Verge. So, very unfortunate. Electronium is going way up. That's really good. Unfortunately, most of my Electronium was lost and transferred to an exchange during the terrible Electronium down. I was getting DDoSed or something like that. I can't even remember. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome. So I lost a lot of Electronium, but fortunately, it was not you know, worth a lot of money at the time. So I'm not really that worried about it. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.